You wake up at 2 a.m. House quiet, doors locked, alarm on. You've done everything right. Roof over your head, money in the bank, family asleep down the hall. Yet your heart is pounding. Your mind won't slow down. A heavy, uneasy feeling sits in your chest. You're not broken. You're not weak. Your brain is simply running a 300,000-year-old alarm system. And right now, it believes you're exposed in the dark. But there is also a biological clue hiding inside that moment. For most of human history, people did not always sleep in one clean 8-hour block. They often slept in two phases. First sleep, then a quiet, wakeful window in the middle of the night, then second sleep until dawn. Historian Roger Ekirch found hundreds of references to this forgotten rhythm in old diaries, prayer books, medical texts, and court records. And in 1992, psychiatrist Thomas Ware gave modern science a glimpse of it. When volunteers were removed from artificial light for 1 month, their bodies naturally drifted back into the same pattern. About 4 hours of sleep, 1 to 3 hours of calm wakefulness, then sleep again until morning. During that wakeful window, their brains produced elevated levels of prolactin, a hormone linked with a deeply peaceful, reflective, almost meditative state. So maybe your 2 a.m. waking is not only anxiety. Maybe it is also an ancient biological doorway opening at the wrong time, in the wrong world. Your body may be expecting darkness, firelight, quiet thought, and familiar voices nearby. But modern life gives it 4 silent walls, a glowing phone, and no circle to return to. Imagine a night 300,000 years ago. The sun disappears. Darkness falls fast and absolute. Your eyes become almost useless, but the eyes of the predators around you stay sharp. Leopards, hyenas, wolves, they can see clearly while you can barely see your own hands. No flashlight, no streetlight, no phone screen. The only safety is to climb a tree or press into a narrow rock shelter and stay perfectly still until morning. Any sound, any movement in that black void could mean you become food. Then came fire. A single, well-kept campfire carved a small, glowing border of safety. Inside that border, predators stayed back. You had light. You had warmth. You could finally breathe. But staying alive was only half the story. Inside that firelight, your ancestors built something far more important. Picture the scene. Flames crackle. Faces glow orange. Shoulders relax. Children lean in close. A hunter speaks. He tells how the group nearly lost a man, how the wind betrayed them, how death came within reach. The group falls silent. Then laughter rises as someone adds a sharp detail. Another story follows. Polly Wiesner watched this night after night among the Jew Huansi. During the day, the talk was practical. But when darkness fell and the fire became the only light, everything changed. 81% of conversations turned into stories. Stories of narrow escapes, hunts gone wrong, jokes that cut through fear, warnings, lessons about courage, loyalty, and what it truly means to stand with your people. A boy learned danger without facing it. A young man learned how one careless step could doom everyone. An elder reminded them all through quiet words. Your actions echo far beyond yourself. Those stories were not mere entertainment. They were how they taught the young, steadied the fearful, and reminded every person that they were not alone when the darkness came. Here is the part that changes everything. That quiet anxiety you feel at 2 a.m., even when the house is locked and everything looks safe. It is not a flaw. It is not a weakness. It is not brokenness. It is your ancient alarm system doing exactly what it was designed to do. Your brain is telling you the truth it learned over 300,000 years. Physical safety alone is not enough. You have thick walls, deadbolts, cameras, insurance, a full fridge, and money in the bank. By every modern standard, you are safer than any of your ancestors ever were. Yet the unease still comes. Because your brain doesn't measure safety the same way we do today. It measures safety by something much older. Are you surrounded by people who would notice if your voice went quiet? Would someone feel the weight if your chair at the table stayed empty? Would anyone come looking for you before you had to ask? Modern life gave you physical safety, but it quietly took away the deep feeling of being held by your people. That is why you can have everything and still feel profoundly uneasy. That is the real lesson of the fire. It not only pushes predators back, it pulled people closer. It gave the nervous system something modern safety often forgets to provide. Familiar voices, shared memory, and the quiet knowledge that your absence would be felt. A locked door can protect your body, but it cannot tell your ancient brain that you are still held by your people. Today, you live inside walls far stronger than any fire your ancestors ever built. Deadbolts, security cameras, air conditioning, a full fridge, a steady paycheck, mortgage paid on time, family asleep down the hall. By every modern standard, you are safe. Yet many nights you still lie awake with that familiar unease. You get up early, go to work, fix what breaks, pay the bills, and keep the lights on. You are the rock. On paper, you are doing everything right. But some evenings, after the kids are in bed and the kitchen goes dark, you sit at the table with the mortgage statement still on the counter and feel strangely optional. The phone is full of contacts, but how many would you call at 2 a.m. if things got heavy? How many would actually come without asking why? Your wife sometimes needs more than your paycheck. She needs your calm presence in the room. Your children need your steady voice when life feels heavy. An old friend might need you to simply show up. You built a fortress to keep danger out. You succeeded. But in doing so, many of us quietly locked the loneliness in. Your anxiety at night is not random. It is an old alarm still running. It reminds you that physical safety is not the same as being held by your people. So here is the quiet, honest question few men dare to ask themselves at 2 a.m. You've built a life that looks successful on paper. A stable job, a house with your name on the mortgage, a family that counts on you. You get up early, handle what needs handling, fix what breaks, and stay reliable when things get heavy. You've done what a man is supposed to do. Yet some nights the unease still finds you. Your brain isn't broken. It is simply asking the same question it has asked for 300,000 years. If your voice went quiet tomorrow, would the house feel different? Would someone reach for you before they had to ask? Would your chair at the table stay empty long enough for the silence to be noticed? Or would life simply continue? A little busier maybe, but not colder. Your ancestors didn't survive because they were comfortable. They survived because they were woven into a living group that noticed when someone was gone. One missing voice around the fire changed the temperature for everyone. That is what your unease may actually be whispering. Not that you are failing, but that somewhere along the way, you may have become safe, responsible, and useful, while quietly wondering if you are still deeply felt. And that question, asked in the dark at 2 a.m., is one of the most honest a man can face. So the next time you wake up in the dark at 2 a.m., don't reach for your phone right away. Lie there for a moment. Feel the weight of the quiet house around you. Let the stillness press against your chest. Give that old part of your mind, the one shaped by 300,000 nights, a few unbroken minutes to simply be. You don't need a grand plan. Just try one small, honest thing. Call 2 or 3 men you trust. Put the phones away. Sit around a fire, a backyard grill, a garage, a porch, or the kitchen table. Talk about nothing important at first. Let the conversation wander like it used to. Just sit together. Laugh when it comes. Sit in the silence when it doesn't. You might feel a little awkward in the beginning. Most men do. But somewhere in that hour, you may feel something familiar. The quiet comfort of being with people who would actually notice if your chair stayed empty. That's enough for now. So tell me honestly in the comments, when was the last time you felt truly needed? Not just useful, not just busy, but deeply needed by the people around you. I read every single comment. Thank you for sitting with me by this fire tonight.